I'm gonna show you my YouTube preparation just in case you're wanting to know how to set yours up for a smooth flow transition, such as lightings, computers, monitors, reading scripts. Gonna go behind the scenes and show you exactly how I have mine functioning, and hopefully this can help you out and get you on the ball rolling. So first things first, in front of me I have my camera, obviously, and I have a iMac as a reference monitor. On the left side, I have, of course, my microphone that I am using for audio recording attached to my desk. And then I have a audio software. I use Studio One, and it's recording actually right now as we speak. And on my right side, I have my notes, bullet points, things that I want to make sure that I mention and don't leave out. That way I can stay on topic. So this is what I'm looking at. You don't always need a monitor. And then of course I have a couple of ring lights, one right here, and I have one over here. Now behind me, obviously where I'm sitting, is my backdrop, my background. Now I could have a green screen, I could have blue lights, yellow lights, all of that. For me, that's just choice, personal preference right now until I decide to get lights. But so far everything is working. One of the things you want to keep in mind when setting up your YouTube channel is making sure your air conditioning's off, there's no background noise. Sometimes occasionally a fly will sneak in the house, and that can be so awkward going in front of the camera. And as quality as this microphone is, you can tell when there's a fly in here because you might hear bzz, bzz, bzz. Worst feeling ever. What I also like to do is set my autofocus to manual using a remote control for Canon, which I have. Using the remote control feature helps me. My camera is not set up right now to it because I'm recording using it, but when I go inside of Canon, I can focus in on my face and I can hold down the autofocus to where it's locked, and then I can walk up and then switch the camera from auto to manual, and it locks in the focus on my face. If you need to make sure you're checking out your shadows, on your hands, whether you want to bring the light closer, if it's too bright, or you can do the same with the other. For me, having a monitor in the background, I've seen that on a couple of videos. You can adjust the lighting to where it's either too bright, which you don't want. I like it to show more of a blue color. That's what I'm going for. And just making sure that you don't move too close to where, now that you've set the focus, that it's blurry, or even per se going too far back. Just, maintaining that distance. For YouTube, you definitely want to make sure that you are knowledgeable what you are talking about, and so that's where the bullet points come in, just in case you forget or you draw a blank. And looking down is okay. If you are going to use any type of screen recording on your phone, kind of like I did showing you what I was doing, you want to make sure that if you are using screen record that you are turning your microphone on. If you're using iPhone, there is nothing like doing a screen record and then you watch the footage and you're having a hard time linking it up with your actual camera because you didn't turn the mic on to pick up the audio here as well. Now for my microphone, I have a Blue Yeti. Cost me $199. I think they're on sale right now for about $179. I could use also, I have iRig Stream Mic Pro, which I got from IK Multimedia, which I have the box down here. Which is a good microphone to use as well, which I do use quite often, and mainly for, recording shorts and things of that nature. Shorts or reels is what I use it for, but definitely a great mic. Now, you do not have to have a computer in front of you. If you wanted to tape your notes on a wall, or like the wall that was in front of me, you could do that as well. Maybe you already know what you're going to talk about and you just want to rattle off, some stuff. Go for it, do that. You don't have to have a background set up like this. You can be on the couch, Matter of fact, I'm gonna go over there and show you what I'm talking about. So you could be on the couch doing a YouTube video. You don't have to have anything in particular as long as you are comfortable doing the video. I recommend making your videos quick, short, and to the point when you start off the video, making sure that you are delivering right away what the viewer came to see after they click on that thumbnail. There's nothing like someone clicking on the thumbnail and there's this long intro, or hey, before we get to what I came to talk to you about, let's talk about this, or let me show you this. Just get straight into the point. If you have any questions on my setup, or maybe you're just starting, this is not the best setup, it's nothing fancy, but it works for me, and I've gotten a lot of views with tons of likes, shares, and follows just because it's the content. It's really all about the content. And at some point I will get some bells and whistles and do a little bit more detailed setup. But right now, hopefully this can give you a little insight on how some people have their channel set up. You could have a laptop in front of you. I may decide to have a desk in front of me with a laptop off to the side and the camera maybe not so high up. There's so many ways that you can get ready and set up for your YouTube channel. And this is just one of the ways, one of the things that you could do. So now I'm going to take you behind the camera and show you what it looks like from that angle. That way, should you have some of the same things, you can set yours up the same as well. I have a power cord going from the wall to a power strip, and then of course behind the iMac and the camera right here is where I normally sit. Sometimes I'm down here with the camera right over the iMac, other times I'm up here depending on what look I'm going for. But I've had some really good videos come out just like that, and so it really depends on what angle you want and how you want to present your video. I also have in here an adapter. It's a fake battery that is plugged in. I got it on Amazon, right? TKDY, go straight into there. So I do not have to have all of these charged up like I used to. There is no feeling in the world than to have not one battery, but two batteries. And I have an adapter because I've done a lot of weddings and photography. And even though you have two in here, there's nothing like that going dead as well. And so it was a good investment on Amazon. You can call it Canon battery adapter. You can look it up. Probably costs about 40 bucks, maybe $39. One thing you just want to keep in mind is that you do not leave it turned on. I have noticed that there is an auto off feature as long as there is a SD card in there. And so when I hit record, after about 30 to 40 minutes, the camera just shut off. So one thing to keep in mind. But if you're using OBS, I've used OBS before and the card is in there, but because I'm recording in the software and the HDMI is attached, it doesn't auto shut off. And so what I've noticed is because I'm using OBS, sometimes I'll go up to the camera when I'm done after about an hour, and the section where the battery adapter is at is warm. And so you definitely don't want any camera damage. So I try to limit my live streams or my videos to no more than about 45 minutes of recording. So hopefully that can give you some insight if you are tired of changing batteries. You will have to wait for it to come unless you have Amazon Prime, and it might come the next day or something. But other than that, depending on where you get it from, it could come from far away. That would be the only sucky part. And then OBS is a whole nother story. As long as you can adjust the lag on the audio when you're doing the video, you will always get a good recording. But when it's a very important video, I always use the actual SD card because I don't have time to be trying to sync up this and sync up that. I've been there before where I said, you know what, I'm gonna use OBS because OBS, I can record there also. It's, for streaming, but I can record on there also. And so I don't have to worry about running out of space on my SD card. And it never fails. It'll be that one recording to where the audio is off and it's lagging and I have to go in there and sync it up. And so I said, you know what, I'm gonna make a video, I'm gonna have my bullet points, I'm gonna nail those points and I'm just gonna make sure that the audio and the video is synced up, and I'm not gonna try to go back and edit anything, or excuse me, try to sync up anything because OBS decided to be off and I had to set the milliseconds. I ain't got time for that. So, hey guys, let me know if you have any other questions on setup, microphone, lighting, iMac, or whether you're using a PC, audio softwares, anything of that nature. Hopefully I can answer those in the comments. Give this video a like if it helped you, or if you have an idea of how you may want to set up if you're starting your YouTube channel, or if you've already been doing it, but now you have an idea on how you want to switch it up. All right, guys, subscribe to the channel. That way I can continue to bring you more videos like this that will help you out on your journey with social media, and I will see you in the next video.